Why does it still show that I haven't been there? You've never been to this location. At least that place is... Maybe it does that forever? I don't know. Yes, I know they're buggered. They can get there in one piece all the same. No, I don't think so. Wait, what does it do? Finance points income increases by 10% for 30 days. Oh. I mean... I'm not going to complain about that. I'm kind of occupied. But I'm not going to complain about that. You were going to go take on an army, weren't you? Gotta figure out how to get to said army. I think we go this way. Should we do that? No, don't do that one first. Don't get distracted, Mish. Get to there. Yeah, and go this way. Ah. It won't let me pass through. Surely that connects. You cannot tell me that does not connect. Next time then. Next time. Follow the Bane. Do your job. Just follow the Bane. We might go check that one out, though I think I'm going to get absolutely roasted. Yep, okay. We may enter Dresden. Wait, we've got to get there first. I'm not informing Erebeth of my victory. I'm going to the Ivory Sanctum first, just in case. I'm trying to be as careful as possible about not auto-failing quests. Now, where does the storyteller reside? Is probably the best question. Well, he's not here. Go to the streets. Would he be in the tavern, the inn? Can't think where else he'd be unless he's just chilling in the streets. I was hoping he might be in the Citadel because it'd be a nice place for him, but... Okie dokie. Captain Odin. Erebeth. Yeah, well, Erebeth, too bad I ain't going there. There he is. Found him. Aren't you guys cold out here in the snow? Ugh. Oh, I forgot my other abilities. I keep forgetting them. The blind elf whispers something under his breath. Hearing your steps, he turns to you slowly. Greetings, Lair. Have you brought me a new story? I want to discuss our encounter in the dragon's lair. I'm sure you do. You're wondering how I ended up there and why I wasn't killed. Am I right? How did you go to the tower? I've been looking for a certain tower for several years now, and in that place I had a strange feeling of recognition. It seems that tower once belonged to me a long time ago. Knowing my habits, I assumed that some records or rather items that could answer the questions about my past may have remained in my home. Unfortunately, I realized too late that the tower is now the lair of a monster. How come the dragon didn't eat you? Despite their beastly tempers, dragons are clever creatures. But their way of life does not lend itself to civilized conversation, which is why they do sometimes enjoy a good chat. And even more, a good story. That was what saved me. I had to share a few of my stories with the dragon, hoping to win her over, or at least distract her. Did you find anything of value in the tower? The storyteller nods politely. Yes. Thanks to you, the dragon didn't have time to burn everything. I found the memories of my previous life, which I had forgotten long ago. Once again, please accept my gratitude for the miraculous rescue. I hope I never again have cause to meet a creature as voracious as that dragon. I found 5 pages that might interest you. A storyteller carefully takes your find. Yes, you're right. Another piece of evidence from the past I have forgotten. The old elf's expression becomes withdrawn. Storyteller clenches the page he brought. His voice becomes a bit younger and more energetic. My hand touches the stone wall. The cold pierces my palm like the teeth of a hungry dog sinking into a piece of meat. I don't take my hand away. I let the stone enjoy my warmth in return for its service. It accepts my caress and my unasked question, the one it's been asked thousands upon thousands of times. Where should I go next? Behind me, I hear the loud stomping of the minotaurs that guard this god's forsaken place. I tricked and outwitted them, leaving only a trace of my presence. There is darkness lurking up ahead, honing its swords, claws, and teeth in the hope that a rare traveller visits its lair. But today it will get no one. This labyrinth is alive. Its red-veined stone walls resemble the guts of a huge creature. If you keep still and listen closely, you can hear it breathing in the wind that sweeps through this place. Where do I go from here? Forward, to the place whence the wind carried a faint chuckle, whence comes the faint smell of ash, whence a few ages ago, Demon Lord Baphomet began his great escape. Baphomet, are you inside his labyrinth? Yes, I'm travelling through the Ivory Labyrinth. This is not the most pleasant of my journeys, but it is necessary to reach my goal. How are we able to evade all the dangers of the Ivory Labyrinth? Where is the Ivory Labyrinth? Storyteller raises his chin proudly. Have you forgotten who you are speaking to? I'm the last archmage of Kyonan. I've been to many dangerous places, and this is just one of many. It won't be the last. What do you need from the Ivory Labyrinth? An answer to a question. A key to a secret. Knowledge that can save many lives. A sliver of a smile appears on the storyteller's lips. My kinfolk were weaklings and cowards. They ran from danger, but one stood up to my enemy, and Baphomet will give me the weapon to win. For several years, I have thought about how to defeat Earthfall. My enemy has no flesh, and is impossible to kill. It blazes through everything in its path. It doesn't enslave, but destroys life itself. And I found the answer. I know how to save my world. Earthfall came to destroy Golarion. Its strike was brutal, and my world barely withstood it. But what if Earthfall was resisted by not one world, but several worlds at once? What if Heaven or Elysium come to help the dying Golarion? If I manage to merge my world with another world, meld them together, this is a terrible idea. The power of the disaster will weaken. The denizens of Golarion will be able to temporarily take shelter in the adjacent plane. Civilizations will not die. Our culture will continue to exist. We will not be forgotten. Baphomet, the cunning and insidious lord of Minotaurs, was once a captive in Asmodeus' prison. But only 10 years passed before Baphomet was able to escape, taking his own prison with him, which later became the Ivory Labyrinth. Such an achievement deserves respect, and is the goal of my research. Moving matter between planes is what interests me now. How? How did he escape? I stopped near strange symbols covering the wall of the labyrinth. I ran my hand over them to ensure they are real. Encrypted riddles drawn by Baphomet during his imprisonment. I take out the bark-covered notebook and painstakingly copy the symbols into it. Behind me, 2 minotaurs are fighting. Deceived by the net of spells I have wrapped around myself like a blanket. Oh, I was just thinking. No. It's not the storyteller I was thinking about meeting in the Ivory Sanctum. It's the people, the Flaming Lance people. I don't know if I find them there per se, but going there, I can then talk to them. And then I find out the identity of the mad half-elf woman. That's who I was thinking about, not a storyteller. I had no idea when I was meeting the storyteller again. Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking about that while I was trying to read, but you know. Do you want to connect the planes? It's dangerous. The elf is silent for a moment. When he talks, there is disdain in his voice. Dangerous, difficult, almost impossible. But tell me, is this risk not worth the Thalasalon Empire perishing before my eyes? Does Golgam, the Cyclops' kingdom, deserve death? Where is that exactly? And what about the Aboleth Empire? And where is that? The storyteller moves his lips silently. Another plane will pay for saving Golarion. There will be wars, and then a new world will come. But we will survive. We will defeat Earthfall, and history will not condemn the victors. A bark-covered notebook, the one your mentor gave you? The storyteller lowers his head, but a moment later it jerks back up. Yes, blinded by my pride. Ha, good choice of words. I tore it to pieces when I thought I would not follow my kinfolk. I am still not going to run, but the knowledge written in this notebook by my former mentor might serve my purpose. The elves managed to open a portal to Solvirium. I keep it open until all our people escaped from Golarion. Their cowardice deserves disdain, but their knowledge is unquestionable. I was wondering whether you'd be using that knowledge for your purpose. I returned to Kyonan and gathered the pieces of my torn notebook. Now it is my... is that what the elven notes are for? Now it is my sword aimed at the heart of Earthfall. By combining the wisdom of the elves and the cunning of Baphomet, I will save the world. I'm yawning. Reading so much text is really not conducive to breathing. I copied the strange symbols into the notebook. I haven't the slightest idea what these scribbles mean. What was the future demon lord thinking when he wrote them, while he was imprisoned in a cell with no way out? Was he still in his right mind? I will need help to understand these notes. Otherwise, decrypting them might take more time than Pharasma has given me. One of the minotaurs behind me killed the other one, tore his heart out, and devoured it. His blood-stained nose sniffs the air sharply. His bloodshot eyes shift from wall to wall. He senses a stranger, but he doesn't scare me. I am certain of my power, and the spell is hiding me. I've done my work and can now leave this place. And still, I linger. What is this strange presence I feel behind me? Like someone is watching me, despite all the protective spells. Who are you? I ask carefully, not hoping for an answer. Darkness, a coy female voice whispers in my ear. Against my will, I shudder. The storyteller stops talking for a long while. The vision ended at the most interesting moment, didn't it? He says bitterly at last. Please, find the rest of the pages from this bark-covered book. I must know what happens next. I mean... do I have to read a big chunk every single page? Because that's going to take a long time. Oh no. Mistakes were made. We just do this for every single one I have. Oh, new. It's been 2 years since I started to serve the darkness. She found me in the Ivory Labyrinth. I wonder if there's, as I said, a surplus of pages. And it looks like maybe you just need a certain number to hit certain thresholds. And that way if you miss one, it's not the end of the world. I don't know. It's been 2 years since I started to serve the darkness. She found me in the Ivory Labyrinth, her gaze piercing through all my protective spells, as if they had been cast by an untrained apprentice, rather than the last archmage of Kyonan. She is powerful and insidious. She is a perfect assassin. Her name is Nocticula. Her name has come up a lot, but I don't know who she is. She invited me to Alushanira, the city of demons in the depths of the abyss, the capital of the Midnight Isles. The Lady in Shadow highly values my ability to remain unnoticed. Kneeling before her throne, I listened to her praise and felt like a child being given a pat on the head for doing some simple chore for the first time. Interesting, so you're a bit of a corrupt youth. But this is no longer important. Now I serve a demon lord, for this is our agreement. She will help me decrypt the scribbles I copied in the Ivory Labyrinth. I keep wanting to say Ivory, because labyrinth. In return, I will serve as her court mage and spy for the next 17 years. Now Alushanira is my home, and Nocticula is my lady in shadow. Tell me about your life there. Of all the places in the abyss, Alushanira is the most civilized. I didn't know that I could apply that word to the abyss, but okay. My lady wants to make her capital the face of the abyss, a place travellers from other planes can visit without too much fear. I don't care. I am here only to complete my service, get the promised reward, and return to Golarion. However, strange as it may be, Alushanira's demons treat me honourably. They hate me, sometimes growl at me, but they never attack. I prepared many spells and am ready to use them at any moment, but have had no reason to yet. I have my own tower in the upper city, not far from my lady's palace. I've strengthened it with protective spells and set golems to guard it. I created a portal to Golarion at the top of the tower, one which only I can use. It will be my escape route if I need to flee urgently. I expect an attack every day, but it never happens. This might sound ridiculous and surprising, but I think the demons of Alushanira respect me. You trusted a demon lord? My lady in shadow has no reason to hide the truth from me. She does not care about my research. She offered me help out of curiosity. I am something of a bizarre pet to her, both funny and useful. The storyteller shakes his head. She offered me help and I agreed. I must thank my lady for her generosity. 17 years of service for translating 17 phrases from Baphomet's labyrinth. A bargain. Oh, okay, that's why. So I was wondering, like, 17 years is very arbitrary. No, now it makes sense. I can't smell anything but sewage. Ugh. I can hear some demon snores or death rattles. Hidden by a cocoon of spells, I keep a visible watch in a dirty alley in Alushanira's lower city. Two winged shadows sweep past overhead and a terrible, stone-splitting shriek rolls like a tide throughout the streets, but it can't hurt me. I know the ways of the city and have protected myself from Valexia's wild antics. My voluntary partner, a young half-elf named Kaini, sighs loudly and says yet again, "They are not coming." I just shrug. I shrug just as I have done every time before. "I'm not keeping you." Kaini frowns and turns away in response. I sneak a look at my friend. His unruly locks fall over his face. Kaini carelessly sweeps them out of his eyes, thinking about something. I find myself enjoying his gentle movements and look away, embarrassed. Have a little more patience, my friend. Soon our goal will be here. I am sure of it. We're missing open quotation marks. You mentioned Valexia. Tell me about her. The storyteller answers with reluctant admiration. The maddest succubus of all those born in the abyss. Even my lady in shadow can't but smile upon hearing of the latest mayhem she stirred up just for fun. Surrounded by her 3 succubi friends known as the Sinners, she flies naked over the city, crushing buildings with her raging screams, going poor passers-by, taking them up in the air and dashing them down to the rocks, getting into raging fights with no rhyme or reason. Truly, Valexia is the bane of Evolutionera, but also it's wild hard. I didn't expect to find out you had a partner. The storyteller's face lights up and a timid smile appears on his lips. I didn't expect it either. Kaini's from Golarion, just as I am. He's a thief and a former slave. He escaped from the Cyclops of the Dying Empire. I met him before I left Golarion for the Abyss, in my old tower. A thief who sought who sought not my life but shelter, a place to spend the night, and protection from his former masters. My charms worked. Kaini couldn't get past the ground floor of the tower. That's where I found him, sitting on the floor and tangled in my trap's living vines. I freed the hapless thief. I wasn't angry at his intrusion. I was even glad to talk with the restless youth of the short-lived folk. I had no idea how much I had missed companionship. After that, Kaini often spent the time in my tower, partaking of my hospitality. Together we lived through the terror of Earthfall, and, when the time came, I took him with me to the Abyss. Recently he has even helped me carry out some of my lady's tasks, those that give him the opportunity to make some money. Does your partner know about your goal to save Golarion? Oh yes, we've discussed my plan many times, sitting at the top of the tower, nursing goblets of warmed wine. Kaini shares my love for our dear Golarion and supports my desire to save its doomed civilizations. The storyteller smiles warmly at the rush of memories. My friend is not like me at all. He is young, hot-tempered, and mischievous. He prefers to act first and deal with the consequences later. Perhaps this is why we get along so well. Opposites attract. Finally, my patience is rewarded. I see a slouching demon in rags, so pathetic that even the demon guards of Evolutionera will not lay a hand on him out of disgust. My spell-enhanced vision can't be fooled. I see the incubus Zephorian, the ruler of Evolutionera, who answers only to the Lady in Shadows herself. Passing a step away from me, Zephorian stumbles and falls into a puddle of sewage, rousing disdainful chuckles from the few witnesses. But I won't be fooled by this game. Instead, I concentrate, becoming even more focused. My lord, I've discovered this crystal of unknown power on one of the Midnight Isles. Have a look. A hand holding a heart-sized crystal burning with purple flame emerges from under the rags. The incubus's head is shaking, the skin in his palm is slightly smouldering from touching the crystal. The demon's reflection in the puddle of sewage ripples and changes. I don't hear Zephorian talking to his mysterious lord. The incubus hides the purple crystal back under the rags. As you wish, my lord. No, Nocticula knows nothing about these crystals, I am sure. Of course, Lord Sokothbeneth. You have the weirdest names. I wince. I have no desire to stand in the way of a demon lord. I turn around. You see, Kaini, we are able to get evidence of Zephorian's treason. I was right. But my friend is nowhere to be seen. Who is Sokothbeneth? Sokothbeneth? Storyteller cringes. A disgusting demon lord, champion of meanness, debauchery, perversions, and breaker of taboos. He's Nocticula's brother and former lover. Ugh. Out of jealousy, he tried in vain to kill my lady, but he remained alive after the attempt. He's driven by fear, shame, and hatred toward his sister. Powerful sister. I'm standing at the top of my tower. There is a goblet of warmed wine in my hand. Nocticula was pleased with my raid. Oh no, she won't kill Zephorian on the spot. My lady's punishments are much more sophisticated. Banishing, demotion, even transformation into the pathetic creature the incubus was masquerading as. Nocticula has a lot of choices. I don't care. I've done my part. I sip from my goblet and turn to my friend. Without saying a word, Kaini takes out a rag from under his shirt and shows me the purple crystal wrapped in it. Ha! He stole it. I chuckle. That's where my friend went at the end of his raid. Well, we are going to keep the crystal. I will study its properties in detail and find out if it will help us achieve our goal. Nocticula doesn't have to know that I have the crystal now. Let her look to Zephorian or her demon lord brother for it. I drink from the goblet again and look down. Illusionera lies at the bottom of the tower like a faithful dog at the feet of its master. I earned respect here. Even the lady in shadows heeds my words. I feel a treacherous smile appear on my lips. Of course, when 17 years have passed, I return to Golarion. But for now, I like my life here. The storyteller is quiet for a long while, thinking about what he saw, then runs his hand over his face, tired. I served a demon lord, and what's more, I liked it. I did not expect this from myself. I was completely different. Different thoughts, desires, motives. What made me change so much? I don't know. The storyteller shakes his head ruefully. Okay. So that's 3 stories we've had. How many more will we have? I think that's it, isn't it? Okay. Every second or every third page gives you a story. My feet are covered by a crawling carpet of locusts. A few insects got under my clothes, under my shirt, down my back, and my pants. They are crawling all over me, tickling my skin with their little legs. They will not attack until they recognize me as a stranger. Protective spells are guarding me, allowing me to deceive the pestilent denizens of the rasping rifts. I keep very still. The rasping rifts. I am but an observer, an uninvited guest who prefers to remain unnoticed. I don't hold my breath when Demon Lord Discari swings his scythe over Izyagna. I'm just trying to figure out, is that like the long form of eyes, or it's eyes and Izyagna something else? So therefore I can pronounce it as ears and not eyes. Yagna? I feel nothing when Izyagna, I'm just going to pronounce it that way for consistency, deftly avoids the blow and tries to strike Discari in return. Oh, it's a person, not a place. My apologies. I am here by the orders of Lady Nocticula. I must observe the fight and then return to Illusionera. The affairs of the Demon Lord do not concern me. Why did Nocticula send you to follow Discari? The storyteller shrugs absently. I don't know, and I don't want to know. My service to the Lady in the Shadow is almost over. It's the 17th year of my life in the Abyss, and I'm already counting days to the end of my term. Question, is she going to tell you the answer like on your last day? When is she actually going to answer your question for your deal? Who is Izyagna? She's a rising demon lord, servant of Lamashtu. She simultaneously inhabits 7 mighty ant-like bodies. How? Izyagna and Discari are always sniping at each other, but they do not enter into open war, fearing Lamashtu's wrath. Why are you all taking forms of insects, dare I ask? The storyteller chuckles. The current fight is just a small quarrel, 1 in a million. Izyagna came to the rasping rifts with only 3 of her 7 bodies. I'm sure it'll be easy for Discari to destroy the intruder. Where is your friend Kaini now? The storyteller's lips part in a smile. Here, with me, of course. The stubborn lad refused to stay in Illusionera and volunteered to accompany me to the rasping rifts. He must be getting old now, because he's added 17 years to his life. He said he wouldn't miss such an exciting adventure for the world. His youthful zeal and desire to live life to the fullest make me seem younger too. Seem to make me younger too. Okay, so he was quite young to start off with, so he's approaching middle age then? Not storyteller, Kaini. Rift Carver, Discari's scythe, swings up again, with a whistles through the air. It lodges in the ant-like head of one of Izyagna's bodies. Greenish slime splatters, the poisonous drops falling on my face. I keep very still. That has got to burn. With a last convulsive movement, the ant-like body winces, tearing the scythe from Discari's hands and jumping back, only to drop on its side and lie still. This loss will hardly worry Izyagna. To kill her, one must destroy her heart, which is hidden deep under Yanaran, a city in Lamashtu's realm. Why doesn't he go kill that then? Disarmed, Discari turns to Izyagna's second body that is attacking him. I slowly turn to Kaini, who is sitting next to me. My young friend is usually easily impressed by such mighty opponents in fighting, but the seat next to me is empty. Kaini is gone. He's not going to go steal the scythe, is he? That cannot end well. The storyteller shivers and starts speaking faster. Forgetting me out the danger, I look around for my friend. The swarm of locusts at my feet buzzes, displeased, but the need for secrecy no longer seems so important. Whereas Kaini, after a moment I see him. A treacherous shiver runs down my spine. My friend is standing over Izyagna's fallen body and reaches for Discari's side sticking out of it. And this is how Kaini dies. was so special about the scythe? Riftcarver has the power over the material of the plains. Discari made this scythe with his own hands from his mother's skeleton. It can cut rifts in the plains themselves. The Demon Lord used it to make the rasping rifts, his own abyssal realm and the plane of the abyss. Oh dear. Connie, stop, don't touch it, I scream, throwing caution to the winds. My friend turns to me, his face baffled. I understand him to an extent. The scythe able to rip passages between planes will certainly help us save Golarion. But trying to steal it is rash and stupid. We have nothing to defend ourselves against the Demon Lord's rage. Stop, my friend, before it's not too late. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Discari lift another Exagna's body. I mean, it makes sense, but it's still really awkward. And tear it to pieces with his bare hands. But I don't hear his howl of victory. The Demon Lord throws away the body, still body of his enemy, and turns to ask, but where's the third body? She had 3. Where's the third? The swarm of insects is biting my feet. Locusts cover my eyes, hitting me in the face, trying to get inside my nose, mouth, and ears. Nevertheless, I get to it first. What? Why? Grab him and run. I grab the giant scythe and swing it awkwardly in the air. Riftcarver is so heavy my hands instantly cramp. I have no idea how I managed to lift it at all. I drop the scythe on the ground, but the damage has been done. Right in front of me, there is a small rift, a wound in space. The smell of Ashanira's sewage comes out of it. A wonderful smell that brings me hope for salvation. I grab Kani's sleeve and dive into the rift, only a moment before Discari's claws cut the air where we just stood. That was your intention, right? I couldn't figure out, I'm like, why are you going for it? Just grab him and run, but you wanted to make a tear to slip through. Okay. The storyteller catches his breath and wipes the sweat from his forehead. I angered a demon lord and my life was hanging by a thread. I'd never have thought that something like that could happen in my life. The storyteller shakes his head distrustfully. How many dark sides of my past will I have to find? I'm starting to fear what I might see in the next pages of my notebook. I don't have anything for you, sir. I don't have anything else. I don't think I have anything. Get me 4 vials of magic essence and 2 bars of cold iron. I've been selling that shit. 5 vials of magic essence, 2 bars of cold iron, 2 vials of demon blood. And there's the demon blood that I've been selling. And 3 skins of magical creatures. 3 skins of magical creatures? Have I skinned magical creatures? Okay. Take the broken buckle. And I get the Covenant of the Inheritor. Oh, when you touch the restored relic, a strange vision comes to you. It's as if you can see the events that happened to it in the past. A burning sensation spreads across your chest from the very spot where your mysterious wound sometimes opens. What is this? The influence of the storyteller's spells? Or is it something else? Say nothing. Okay, so what did you need? Oh, here's Finian. Hello, Grandpa Elf. The storyteller carefully takes Finian from your hands. Hello, Finian. He closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. His face contours into a painful grimace. I'm coming to again. How long have I been here? They kept me in a cage for 3 days. I know this because 3 times the light under the door disappeared for a long time. Then they chained me to the table and the bladesmith. Everyone calls him the bladesmith. He placed a device with a jar over me. It feels like I'm being fried. At first I tried to break free, but I got tired. Then I screamed, but now I've lost my voice. Though the pain is burning right through me, the storyteller stops, his voice changes, becoming more frightened. I think I lost consciousness again, but when I woke up, the pain was gone, and I wasn't tied to the table anymore. I was standing near it, and someone else was lying on the table, a burned corpse. I was just thinking maybe we can get his body back, but nope, she charred beyond belief. Covered with the black crust. The master took out a handsaw and was sawing off its head in a very focused way. Oh, that is sickening. I should have run back then, but I couldn't for some reason. His burned corpse had a symbol on his belt, just like I do, an eye and a star. My favourite belt, a good one. Where would a stranger get one? It must have been someone from my clan, some distant family member. The storyteller stops. When he speaks again, you hear only a muffled whisper. Those crusaders, I was glad when I saw them. I thought they'd come to help, but how? How was it that I killed them all? Someone told me to and I obeyed. I don't understand. I understand nothing now. I need to catch my breath. I need all this to stop, even just for a minute. I just have to understand what's happening to me. Just need to rest. Storyteller shakes his head, slowly coming to his senses. That is Finian's past, but what awaits him in the future? The dead have no future, but the storyteller smiles. I see an endless ocean on a good day and a boat flying across the waves. I'm so excited, but I don't know whose vision this is. Is this a soul existing here and now, or a soul reborn? Please take care of his young lad. He is finally in the right hands. Do not worsen his suffering by involving him in dishonourable deeds. Come on, Grandpa Ralph, I can take care of myself. I'm not a kid. I don't know what horrors you were talking about, but don't you worry about it, alright? Look after yourself. I'm not concerned about that one. Trindlev. Oh dear. That's unfortunate. Maybe if you find something else that used to belong to her, you'll know more about her struggle. Where would I find that? Back in Canabra's? But how would I have missed it? Okay, let me get this straight. You wanted vials and shit and stuff and... Find something else. That's so vague. And it's timed. That's so vague. Yeah, Sanctum, Erebeth. How many more do you want? Okay, so we need 9 essence, 4 cold iron, 2 dragon blood, and 3 hide. Okay, it's the cold iron I'm missing. Well, that's easy enough to go buy back. I don't know about that magical hide though. Okay, I've got 1 vial of demon blood. Demon blood? Yeah. That's the first time I saw it. I don't remember seeing any demon blood before. But I have had blood. Maybe I've had it, I just didn't recognize the picture. Oh, hello. Okay, well on that note... Actually, they're down here. Do you perchance have any of these still on you that I can just steal? And by steal, I mean pay back twice what you gave me for them. Yeah, hi. Cold iron. Oh, you've only got 1. Haha, demon blood. I'll take both of those. What on earth did I do with the rest? I don't generally sell my crap to randos, but I must have. Skeleton guy won't have it. I might have sold stuff to him, but... Drat. I'm going to have to wait ages until I get more cold iron. Did we not sell this last time? Okay, so we're going to make sure not to sell those things. And what about the hide, actually? Usable? Ingredients. Maybe. Okay, not under ingredients. Is it under usable? Aridin's Wrath, what's that? Oh, it's Paladin. I thought it would have been under other. Oh, there is literally an other tab. My apologies. Ball palette is not magical. Fine hides also not magical. Animal hide. How am I supposed to know which is from a magical creature? I don't know. How do you distinguish between magical and non-magical? Sir. Inquiring minds want to know. Magical creatures. I don't know. So we need a lot of cold iron. And a lot more magic essence. By a lot more, I mean 2. Okay, well, let's assess what we've got here. No. Blazing Crown. Whenever the wearer of his headband of Charisma +4 deals damage to an enemy through a spell, she gets 10 temporary hit points for 3 rounds. Can occur once per 5 rounds for each enemy. Yes, please. I'll take the deficit to my intelligence. Natural armor. Half of the pair. Oh, where'd I get that from? And 2 creatures wearing different halves of this pendant are within 10 feet of each other. Bonus on attack rolls and +2 second sense bonus to AC. Does everybody have neck pieces? Oh, I gave you all natural armor, didn't I? Ah, you're using natural armor. That was token. It can go. But I can't deal with her, so it would have to be Greyball. But I need that AC. Okay, I don't have a use for you. It's only a +2 to AC, where that's a +3. So, I'll just sell you, I guess. And these. Abrupt Onslaught. And they wear a +5 competence bonus on trickery skill checks. Whenever the wearer makes a sneak attack, it deals additional 1d6 bludgeoning damage. Well, I don't think you need a bonus to your trickery, if I'm going to be honest with you. You're kind of on +33 already, so I'd be more inclined to give it to my sneak attacker. Grants the wearer a +3 bonus on damage rolls with the offhand weapon when dual wielding or two-wielding. I'll take the extra bludgeoning instead. I know it reduces my damage, but whatever. Things we do. Keep forgetting I have those. Alright. Well, I don't think I need to really sell shit. I mean, I do, but, I mean, I guess I'm here and I've just looked through it all. May as well. Picked up quite a lot of scrolls here. Holy sword, sounds cool. Yep. Come back here, you. Gotta be careful not to sell the good shit. I don't need the business card. You can go. Don't know what I'm supposed to do about this magical pelt. I can eat that? Oh, I didn't realize. Yes, take those. I'm accidentally hoarding them. Keep the demon's blood. Keep that. Alright. Alright. We are going to rest. Then we'll go to the Ivory Sanctum. Oh boy, the wind outside is not dying down.
get used to anything. To monsters, to demons, to war, even to peace. But the huge sky overhead, every time I look up, it sends a shiver down my spine.
I can understand that. I don't like open ocean. So I can get that the feeling of the open sky would give you similar feelings that I get from open ocean. Absolutely understandable. So, what do we think we're going to need for the Sanctum? Other than a miracle.